What is good, guys and girls? I know it's been a minute. Today, we're gonna catch up with the OG Crocodile Skinks. Not the original pair, but my firstborn, Billy and Bobby. We're gonna get in there, clean up the enclosure, rebuild it, and just get eyes on our animals and make sure everything is okay. Let's get it. Now, this is the enclosure in question. We let this enclosure, this used to be a paludarium. All of this down here was a water feature. We let this go through like a natural drought. Now, before when we did these rebuilds, right, you guys would see me come in and then just like take out all the water. It was like a huge mess, but we let this one go through a natural drought. This is not gonna be a paludarium anymore. There are reasons for that. We may go back to paludariums in the future with our crocodile skinks. That's just not gonna happen right now, right? You see our plants are doing well, everything's doing well. I still water the enclosure, but this just isn't filled with water anymore. So now that everything's kind of like dried up, we're gonna get all this stuff out, get our animals out of here and rebuild this enclosure. The entire family was in this enclosure, for those who don't know. 2 adults and 3 babies. But I felt they were outgrowing this situation, so we moved them to this enclosure over here. The big 3-foot, and this was also a paludarium, but we're doing the same thing here. And this is actually the reason why we're not doing paludariums with these animals. So when we do this rebuild over here, we're gonna actually talk about what happened that's making the make the switch. But yeah, so we're gonna get things cleaned up in this enclosure, like I said. Get eyes on our animals. And these are my firstborn. The very 2 first captive bred red-eye crocodile skinks that I hatched out myself out of eggs. So, well, not just me. Their parents had a lot to do with it, but you get what I'm saying. So they've come a long way. And yeah, man, I'm very excited because I raised these animals from babies. And they're adults now. Let's get into it. Alright, we got all the hardscape items out of here. Lucky for us, this pothos is very healthy and growing and good. So we're gonna be able to reuse all of this and redistribute it inside of this enclosure. This drop off is gonna disappear. This is where all the water was, where the water feature was. So we're gonna fill all this in. We're gonna take all of this out, get them all new dirt. And yeah, just get this enclosure cleaned up, but we wanna look at the animals. So I'm gonna go look at the babies real quick and get them on camera because they're not babies anymore. Let's go. Now, I wanted to get eyes on these animals. I just got them in a bin on my bed right now, just so I could move them out the way. But, as you can see, we are dealing with full-grown crocodile skinks now. My babies have grown up, and they are not babies anymore. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, we're dealing with full-grown adults now. They're not babies. And this is very special for me because I hatched these out of the egg. We've got a male and a female here. I hatched them out of the egg myself, raised them up from babies. Babies anymore. This is beautiful. I'm gonna get back to building their enclosure. I just wanted to get eyes on these animals for you guys so you can see. They're doing very well though. Still growing. Beautiful. Then back inside the enclosure, we got everything removed. I evened out the drainage layer. So I'm gonna get the steam cleaner up and running. It's actually charging now. And yep, we're gonna get in here and steam clean everything. The inside doors, outside doors. I'm gonna steam clean all the rocks. That's gonna heat everything up in here, but it's gonna make sure that everything is sterile and clean. And then we're gonna get back to planting this enclosure for my babies, which aren't babies anymore. They are adults now, but yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started. Let's go. And super quick, while I'm cleaning, I just want to talk about the things I use to clean. If it's a heavy duty clean, then I'm gonna use my chlorhexidine. I have chlorhexidine mix in here. This is what I'm gonna use on the outside of the enclosure no matter what, just to kind of disinfect everything. And yeah, kind of reset that. But on the inside, I will be using the steam cleaner. It's already charged, ready to go. Right, just so you guys can see what I use to clean. I use the steam cleaner when I don't want to use heavy duty cleaner. And that's like on the inside here. That'll sterilize everything and disinfect it. And yeah, so that's what I'm using to clean. I'm gonna get right back to cleaning. I just wanted to let you guys know the items that I use. Anyways. Now I'm gonna do that a couple times just to make sure everything in here is sterilized and clean before I put the dirt back in and replant it. That's how I go about cleaning everything inside of my enclosures. Your drainage layer usually doesn't need to be cleaned like that, but I do that just to kind of make sure everything is clean. Like I said, it's just something I do. Anyways, all right guys, we have our drainage layer cut and inserted. I just want to talk about this 20 seconds. This is window screen mesh. I know everybody knows how to do this, but for those who don't, our drainage layer is window screen mesh. We got our rocks under it, and then we've got our window screen mesh over top of it. Now this is fiberglass mesh. It'll achieve the exact same goals, right? It's still gonna drain properly and do all of that. It's just a lot more firm. So when it comes to like moving the dirt, like when I had to clean it and I had to pull all of this dirt out, I was able to just grab this all in one section. The exact same thing, it's just a little bit more firm, a little more rigid, but you can use the regular window screen mesh. And like I said, it's the exact same thing. You don't even have to use this mesh. It's just what I use anyways. And with all the dirt in place now, we're gonna go ahead and chop down this pothos. As you guys seen, it was one big vine that kind of wrapped around this entire enclosure. I'm gonna cut it down and then replant it in here. And then I'm gonna put some probably philodendron in here too. Some sphagnum moss, cork bark, and yeah, let's just get to it. Now I'm gonna show y'all a little trick when it comes to planting any plants, right? You just let nature do what it do. So I want to plant it right over there in the back left corner, right? So I'm gonna just take them. Oh dang, y'all see how that worked? Real quick, you just throw them in, boom, they go where they need to go. Let nature do what it do, right? I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna go get the philodendrons, throw it in there also, and then yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Let's get to it. Now this is our philodendron. Anyways, this is our philodendron clipping. Looks really good. So we're just gonna get this assorted in here. I'll probably just place it back here in these rocks. We're not gonna do it like we did the pothos and just throw it in, right? But yeah, it looks really good already. I have a bunch of plants just growing out on my porch, and anytime I run low inside the enclosures, I just go grab clippings and bring them back in. But we got, I'm not exactly sure what kind of philodendron this is. It's beautiful though. And then we've got marble pothos everywhere. So yeah, we got one hide in. I'm gonna go ahead and get some cork bark, some sphagnum moss we're gonna throw down, and look at these animals one last time. All right, so check it. we put down a layer of sphagnum moss across the entire enclosure just to help lock in humidity because we don't have the water feature anymore. Also, because we don't have the water feature, this is going to be there. You might not be able to see this too well. It's just a clear plastic cup back here. This is going to be their water feature where they bask in the water and drink and whatever. We got to keep this clean though. So if you're not going with the full water feature, you can use a water dish. They'll hide in this. Is also why I have this cork bark over top of it. They're gonna hide in this. This is where they're gonna get a lot of their humidity from. But you got to keep this clean, right? You gotta keep it clean. But yeah, we put down some leaf litter all over the enclosure, sphagnum moss. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 hides in here. I gotta get some water on this enclosure though, so these plants could better acclimate. So I'm gonna go ahead and water these plants. We're gonna get our babies back in here. Now we are doing heavy water, a lot of water in this, because our drainage layer is like 7 inches tall. So we're gonna go ahead and just saturate literally everything. We gotta fill up the water bowl, all of that. And I'm not using mist, I'm just using a direct spray. I'm trying to get as much water in here as I possibly can right now. But yeah, we're just gonna soak this enclosure down and make sure it's ready for our babies to go back in. They're looking good and healthy. And we want their environment to reflect the exact same health, right? Keep the environment clean and healthy. Now I've kind of been leaving them alone, my crocodile skinks. Not only these two, but their parents, they're hard at work just producing babies for us. So I've been kind of just leaving them alone. And we're about to move soon. We're gonna be moving here in the next like month or two, so I really didn't want to be rebuilding and doing all these things when I'm about to break down these enclosures and rebuild every last one of them anyway. But anyways, this is what we're doing right now. It's just getting things cleaned up. When this sphagnum moss gets wet, it smells pretty good. It smells like the forest floor. I like it a lot. This stuff is dope. Man, I love the way these enclosures smell with like fresh dirt and moss and stuff. Anyways, everything is looking good. Let's get our babies back in their new home, man. Our babies are full-grown adults now. They'll be going off to college and starting families of their own soon. They grow so fast. Anyways, like I said, we'll be checking in with their parents soon. I'm pretty sure they're hard at work creating an all-new offspring for us. We'll be rebuilding all of these enclosures. Also, like I said, we're moving here soon, so I didn't want to go crazy rebuilding enclosures and stuff when I've got to do it anyway. We'll be moving into a house soon. We're just going to take all of this to the next level. Really just have fun with it. But that was the checkup. The babies are doing good. They're not even babies anymore. They're always going to be my babies, but they're not babies anymore. They're adults. They're doing well, as you guys see. They've been growing steadily every month, putting on weight, and I already have mates for both of them. So we're going to give them a couple more months to put on some weight, and then I'll pair them with the new mates soon. There's more on that in the future. Yeah, and we'll be rebuilding their parents' enclosure and all of that. Anyways, I really do appreciate you guys spending the time with your boy. I know you could have been anywhere else on the planet, but you decided to be here with me, and that really means a lot. I appreciate it. Anyways, I'm your boy Smith. This is All Things Living. I'm out.